You see that can of WD-40 on your shelf? It holds more car care secrets than an entire auto parts store. Many people believe it's only for rust, but that's a huge mistake. We're about to show you how it can make your car look years younger. But be careful, one trick can go terribly wrong. So stick around and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the rest. Number 1. The Ultimate Exterior Cleaner. Did you know that the average car gets pelted by over 1,000 bugs every single hour of highway driving? That's not just gross, it's also terrible for your paint. Bug guts and road tar are incredibly acidic and can eat right through your car's clear coat, leaving permanent marks. Many people run out and buy these expensive specialized cleaners that cost a fortune. But the thing is, you probably already have the perfect solution sitting in your garage. Believe it or not, WD-40 is a master at dissolving the gunk that sticks to your car. Let's start with those nasty bug splatters on your grille and front bumper. Instead of scrubbing and scratching your paint, just grab a can of WD-40, give the affected area a light spray, and then let it sit for about 30 seconds. You see, the formula was designed to penetrate, so it gets underneath the bug guts and lifts them right off the surface. After waiting a moment, take a soft microfiber cloth and then just gently wipe the mess away. It's that simple. The bugs will slide right off without any hard scrubbing. But what about road tar? That black sticky stuff gets kicked up from the pavement and dots your lower panels, and it can feel impossible to remove. Now, many people make the mistake of trying to scrape it off, which is a one-way ticket to a scratch. But not all things are what they seem. A little spray of WD-40 works like magic here as well. The solvents in the formula are perfect for breaking down sticky petroleum-based materials like tar. Just spray it on, let it work for a minute, and wipe it away. The tar will dissolve into a liquid that you can easily clean off. Just remember the most important final step. After using WD-40 on your paint, you should always wash the area with soap and water to remove any residue. And it doesn't stop there. What about those stubborn old stickers or decals on your windows or bumper? Well, instead of taking a razor blade to your glass and risking a huge scratch, just saturate the sticker with WD-40. Let it soak in for a few minutes, and then the adhesive will loosen up, allowing you to peel it off with ease. Cleaning your paint is one thing, but what about making old, faded plastic look brand new? Number 2. The Black Plastic Restorer. Take a look at any car that's more than just a few years old. What's the first thing that shows its age? It's almost always the black trim. The bumpers, the mirror housings, the trim around the windows, all of it starts to turn a chalky faded gray. The sun's UV rays just bake the life right out of it, making an otherwise nice looking car seem old and neglected. Now, many people are crazy about expensive trim restoring products that promise to bring back that deep black look, and some of them do work. But they can be pretty pricey and the results often don't last. Well, here's a secret that old school car flippers have been using for years. WD-40 can work as a fantastic temporary plastic restorer. The thing nobody tells you is that the product is light petroleum-based fluid. When you spray it on that faded, porous plastic, it seeps in and rehydrates the surface. It fills in all the microscopic pits and valleys that make the plastic look dull and gray, giving it back that deep, rich, dark color it had when it was new. The process could not be simpler. First, make sure the plastic you want to treat is clean and dry. Then just spray a little WD-40 onto a clean cloth or a sponge, not directly on the car. This gives you more control and prevents overspray from getting on your paint. Then just gently wipe the cloth over the faded plastic trim. You'll see the results instantly. That ugly, chalky gray will transform into a deep, satisfying black. It's one of the most rewarding and easy detailing tricks you can do. Now, it is important to be realistic. This is not a permanent fix. To put it mildly, this is more like a cosmetic touch-up. Because WD-40 is a light oil, it will eventually evaporate or wash off after a few weeks or after a couple car washes. But if you've got a special event coming up or you're just getting ready to sell your car, this is the perfect way to make your vehicle look 10 times better in just 5 minutes. Restoring the outside is great, but what about the mess inside your car? Number 3. The Interior Stain Remover. The inside of your car has to deal with a lot. Spilled coffee, muddy shoes, and if you have kids, a whole other world of messes. One of the worst culprits though is crayon. A melted crayon on a car seat or a stray mark on a plastic door panel can seem like a permanent addition to your car's interior. But before you give up and accept that colorful new stain, head back to the garage for that trusty can of WD-40. The same properties that make it great for dissolving tar on the outside make it surprisingly effective on certain stains on the inside. For crayon marks on plastic surfaces like your dashboard or door panels, just spray a small amount onto a cloth and then gently rub the area. The waxy crayon should lift off with minimal effort. What many people overlook though is that it also works on leather seats, but you do have to be extra careful. Always test it on a small hidden spot first to make sure that it doesn't discolor the material. Another sticky situation is gum. I mean, finding a wad of gum stuck to your car's carpet is a nightmare. Trying to pull it off usually just makes a bigger stringy mess. But here's the trick. Spray the gum directly with WD-40 and then let it sit for a few minutes. The formula will help break down the gum stickiness, making it harder and easier to remove in one piece. You can then use a dull knife or a plastic scraper to gently lift it off the carpet fibers. It can also be a lifesaver for removing scuff marks. You know those black marks that appear on your door sills from people's shoes? A little WD-40 on a rag will often take them right off. The key for any interior use is to use it sparingly and to always clean the area afterward with a proper cleaner or a mix of soap and water. I mean, you want to remove the stain, not leave behind an oily patch. Cleaning is one thing, but what about protecting your car from the elements? Number 4. The Moisture and Rust Shield. Now, the original name for WD-40 is Water Displacement 40th Formula. That's right, the product was never intended to be a lubricant. Its primary purpose was to protect metal parts from rust and corrosion by pushing water away. And that original purpose makes it incredibly useful for your car, especially in wet or wintry climates where road salt and moisture are a constant threat. Let's talk about your chrome. Your grills, emblems, and maybe even your bumpers can develop little bits of rust over time. To keep them looking shiny and new, you can use WD-40 as a cleaner and a protectant. Spray it onto a cloth and then polish your chrome. It will remove light surface rust and leave behind a thin, protective barrier that will help prevent moisture from setting on the material. This is a great trick to do right before winter starts. This water displacing magic is also a lifesaver for your car's ignition system, especially in older cars. If you've ever had a car that won't start on a damp or rainy morning, it could be because moisture has gotten into the distributor cap or onto the spark plug wires. A quick spray of WD-40 into the distributor cap or over the spark plug wires can push that moisture out, allowing the electrical spark to do its job. It has gotten countless people out of a tough spot. Truth be told, it's a trick that has been passed down for generations. It's also fantastic for keeping locks from freezing in the winter. Before the first freeze hits, just give a quick spray into your door and trunk locks. The WD-40 will push out any moisture that's inside and prevent it from turning to ice. This simple step can save you from being locked out of your own car on a freezing cold morning. But this moisture fighting power leads to the biggest myth of them all, a mistake that could cost you hundreds. Number 5. The big myth busted. Now we have to talk about the most common and the most damaging mistake that people make with WD-40. Because the can says it lubricates, millions of people assume it's a good all-purpose lubricant, like grease or oil. Now this is a huge misunderstanding that can lead to some serious problems for your car. Here's the deal. WD-40 is not a true, long-lasting lubricant. It's a water displacer and a solvent with a very light lubricant mixed in. When you spray it on something like a squeaky door hinge, it works at first. The solvent part of the formula cleans out the dirt and grime, and then the light oil stops that little squeak for a little while. But here's the problem. The solvent in WD-40 will also break down and wash away any actual grease or heavy lubricant that was there before. And since the lubricant in WD-40 is so light, it evaporates very quickly. So what happens? Well, a week later, the squeak comes back, and it's often worse than before. Now the hinge has no protection at all. You've stripped it of its proper grease and left it bare. People then get into a cycle of spraying the hinge with WD-40 every few weeks, never realizing they're making the problem worse over time by constantly washing away the grease. Now that you know what not to do, let's talk about the one secret that keeps your engine bay looking showroom ready. Number 6. The Engine Bay Detailer. Opening the hood of your car and seeing a dirty, dusty engine bay can be a real letdown. A clean engine bay not only looks great, but it also makes it easier to spot potential problems like leaks. Professional detailers can charge a lot of money for an engine bay cleaning, and using a high-pressure washer can be risky, as you could force water into sensitive electrical components. But there is a safer, cheaper, and easier way to get great results. You guessed it, it involves that blue and yellow can. What many people overlook is that WD-40 is a fantastic engine bay detailer. Its ability to cut through grease and grime while also being safe on most plastics, rubber, and metal makes it the perfect tool for the job. First, and this is very important, make sure your engine bay is cool to the touch. Never do this on a hot engine. It's also a good idea to cover your alternator with a plastic bag to be extra safe. Now, you can start cleaning. Spray WD-40 on the plastic and metal parts of your engine. You can spray it on the plastic engine cover, on the hoses, and on the metal brackets. Let it soak in for a few minutes to break down all the buildup and dirt and grime. Then, use a variety of brushes to agitate the dirt. An old toothbrush is great for getting into tight spaces. After you've scrubbed everything down, simply take a few clean rags and wipe everything down. You don't need to rinse it with water. The WD-40 and all the grime you loosened up will stick to the rag. The result is a clean and shiny engine bay. And not only will it be clean, but the thin film left behind by the WD-40 will help protect the parts from moisture and make it harder for dirt to stick in the future. It's a simple trick that makes a huge difference in how your car looks. If you found these car secrets helpful, be sure to let us know down in the comments. And do you want to see more car tricks and guides? Click on the left. And if you don't want to miss more tips and secrets, hit that subscribe button.